Hi, I'm Monique Chatterjee. I'm an industrial designer at Xbox.
And I'm Carl Ledbetter. I'm an industrial designer at the Xbox too.
We're going to tell you about every Xbox One controller
ever made.
Every single one.
Let's try it again.
Okay.
We all know from the very beginning, like, don't mess with the controller. Everybody loves the 360 controller. It's the most comfortable controller ever made. Just don't touch it. But we said no. We said there's plenty of room to improve. When we launched Xbox One, we started with the day one controller.
Day one.
It shipped with the original bundle. And it says, right on the front, day one, 2013. But I brought something today.
What'd you bring?
Something that we're not supposed to talk about. And it's actually this. This was the first controller we shipped to all the game developers. And they needed to use our new controller so that the games would work with Xbox One. And so it had this special pattern that we put on the controller, on the console, and on the Kinect sensor. And it was inspired by what's called a razzle pattern from World War I battleships. And you even see it on some car companies. They do it to really disrupt your eye and what you see in the form. So we did that on this controller, and that's
super secret.
Super secret.
I got this one when I first started working for Xbox, and it's soft. It's got the soft touch.
Yeah.
I love that. It says I made this, launch team 2013. Pretty awesome. Yeah, it just feels good.
Yeah. It had this detail on the front that we affectionately called the V-neck.
Yeah, I remember the V-neck.
Yeah. But we redesigned it.
We cleaned it up, added Bluetooth, got rid of the V-neck. It just really, it simplified everything, simplified the icon. Because of the Bluetooth, we didn't have to have the IR piece in the front. Just really, it cleaned the controller up a lot. So we have a lot of special edition colors that we ship as bundles. We come up with colors that work for a lot of different games, for a lot of different people. We're looking at like grays are super nice. We have this like mid-tone gray.
And a console matched that.
And a console to match it. We have the military green. Love military green.
Ooh, I like that one. It sort of matches.
Totally looks good on you. Yeah.
That's a cool one.
We do this monochromatic ABXY. This is a super cool, like oceany blue. And then this purple one is new.
That one's hot. So this is the Fortnite?
Fortnite bundle.
Yeah. Does it have a color name? What's the name of this color?
It's gangster purple.
That thing is hot.
Yeah, it's badass.
Can people see that? I mean, look at that. The ABXY, the purple reflection in there is insane. This kind of gives people choice.
Yeah.
Like you go to the store and you can get something that fits your own style at home.
Yeah, I think that's what it's all about, right? Yeah. Black, white, color, choice.
This one is amazing because this is the first Xbox One special edition controller we did.
With grips.
With grips. So it's called Lunar White. It had metallic gold triggers, D-pad, and the grips. And this kind of opened the door to not only do we do unique things with materials and colors, but how can we add subtle things that give a performance effect. And then the blue and red.
Yeah, so we have like kind of key colors, blue, reds, grays.
Yeah.
A little bit of variety, some personality and expression.
Yeah, and we try to do something unique. So like on these in particular, there's a little color accent. So we did the green with orange, the gray with green. People want something new and fresh.
Design labs came up over and over throughout the years, right? Like you have the history on that.
The idea was, how do we empower gamers to be designers too? Because of course they love the designs that we create, but everybody wants to do their own thing.
When we first launched it, it was color only, plus a engraving. I don't even remember how many millions of different combinations you could make.
Millions. And I have a couple to talk about. This one's kind of cool, 0 to 60, and it's inspired by the original Ford GT, which is kind of cool.
But this one has like the next round of things you could do.
Oh, that's right. So you could add metallic triggers, the D-pad, and rubber grips. Everybody loves rubber grips.
Super cool.
Hey, you know what I found? This one. You made this, right?
Yeah.
You designed that one.
I made this. This does have every single color that we offered at launch all put together, and everyone who was on the core team got one of these. So this is super cool. We were just talking about it being the grand buffet.
It is the ultimate mashup of design labs. That's it.
To actually execute this it was a whole new manufacturing system and supply chain for us. I think that was the bigger challenge.
Yeah,
right?
I remember there was some meeting where somebody was in this thing and like, wait a second, are you asking us to stock all these colors of all these parts and have them in some room someplace, and then somebody presses a button and then they have to assemble it like a one-off thing?
And then direct ship it to someone?
Yeah, at their door in 7 days or whatever. And we said, yeah, that's what we want. And they did it. It was so amazing.
I remember you suggesting that we should look at camouflage, and then just dumping this giant pile of books on my desk, like this high, all camouflage patterns. And so, the team just like geeked out on camouflage, and we ended up picking the M90 camouflage. It's super clean, modern geometry.
Yeah.
That's what we were going for with the controller design. So those two things worked really well together. And of course, we launched the first one in the classic army green.
Yeah, so this is called Armed Forces.
Armed Forces.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it has the orange, the hit of orange, which makes it like super technical.
Yeah, it's cool. Kind of inspired by the old army jackets where the outside is sort of the olive drab, but on the inside it's bright orange. So it's a common detail. So emergency, people can see.
Yeah. Another cool thing about the Forces camo is that it's not meant to hide. You know, it's not like the woodland camo where it's all about hiding in your environment. It's meant to break up the shape, the surface of whatever you're looking at, so it just becomes confusing.
Yeah, these are pretty cool. Everybody loves camo.
With Shadow series, we were inspired by nature. We had these awesome like panoramic views of sunsets and oceans and just beautiful washes of color. And we were just inspired to do something that was a little more about that kind of beauty.
Yeah.
So we came up with Shadow series, and we blended the black of the bottom case up into a bright color. And we started with copper.
Yeah.
And then we went to blue.
Yeah.
I brought something.
I remember you had, there we go.
Yeah, this is the blinged out version. We were originally going to go for like the full color pop on the top, and we had this kicking around the studio for a while, and then we realized like it was too much. It was over the top.
And then we updated the controller to the Xbox One S.
Yeah.
And then we had to revisit it, like rethink it. So it changed, right? We went from dark on the bottom to dark on the top.
Yeah, we reversed the flow of gravity.
When you switched it, this design became really cool because all of a sudden the hotness of the color was the part that you touch now. So it sort of draws you in. And then the Xbox buttons just sort of blended into this whole dark ombre effect at the top with the bumpers and triggers. Hey, Monique.
At first it was foil.
The foil? You got to talk about this.
Oh, yeah.
Talk about these.
I'm going to have to get out my notes for that, though. I just cannot remember.
Come on, you can remember.
I can't remember.
Okay, it came from the military handbook.
The military handbook.
Right?
Well,
and the first one we shipped was actually this one. So we were trying to come up with something on these controllers that
Are we rolling?
We are. We're rolling.
Oh,
We're telling
I'm
the story.
sorry, I just got out my
your Surface
computer.
computer out and you're kind of remembering, but that's okay. But we wanted to come up with something that helped really take somebody on a journey through what the Miltech series could be and make it special. And so we call them Easter eggs. But for the astute fan, if you go into the military handbook, they have a whole series of icons that they use to signal. And so you can basically command troops in the field to go search or do some reconnaissance.
Yeah, so this one means, it means seek and destroy when you put all these symbols together, but I was just trying to look up exactly. So the first symbol is reconnaissance. The second one right here is isolate, the one that looks like teeth. and then the last one is destroy. So when you put those 3 symbols together, you basically get seek and destroy. It was super cool to put these symbols in and then wait for fans to figure it out. This tech series, we have the grips, which are really, pretty tactical and techy. But then also we created some grips on the top surface of the controller. And we did that by laser etching this triangle pattern into the surface. So it's like a big block of print. And then we go back and laser etch these triangles. So they're actually like raised 3D grips and just give you like a little more of a technical edge to your controller.
I remember you brought in materials and we were looking at things like Kevlar and Cordura and ballistic nylon and all these different types of materials that are super high performance, super rugged. And we were like, how can we, sort of juxtapose something opposite the rubber grips onto the top without being rubber grips. And the result of this laser etching, it was cool. It felt like there was a material coming through the top case that felt like
the right character.
Yeah. Just matched.
Miltech and Sporttech. They're sort of like cousins.
Yeah.
They use a lot of the same elements, but it's like coming from a lifestyle perspective. So we were able to really have a lot more fun with it and leverage different color palettes. It has some of the same features. We have the grips and the technical pattern on the top case, which we sort of blew up and made it more into a graphic. It's less of a laser etch detail and more of a graphic effect on the Sporttech.
It's similar to like when you go to the store and pick out your favorite set of sneakers. Like they just feel like this is right. And it just reflects a little bit about who you are and what you're about. And the red is hot, the blue's really good. And then we did the white one. This one, the original concept, I thought you had white thumbsticks.
Yeah.
But then we learned, well, wait a second, if we have white rubber thumbstick tops, they actually pick up dirt.
They get real nasty.
Yeah, it's something that we don't want to see. And so we came up with just the right amount of gray, light gray, that it just, it helps with preventing, dirt buildup. And then we brought that gray to the bottom side as well as a continuous, grip story.
Translucent can be done really well or not so well. I mean, we're industrial designers. We love embracing what's on the inside and then melding it with what's on the outside. So this is the Phantom series black controller. You can see inside of it, but it's real deep. You kind of have to really squint at it. You can see that inside piece on the Phantom white controller a little better. It really highlights and pops what's on the inside.
You see the way the light hit that? That's cool. And you also made the Xbox button sort of match or play off that a little bit, the metallic finish. And even the way the circuit board, if you can see in there, you start to get a peek at what's going on deep in the inside of the controller.
We've done some special things like the cabling on the white one. We've actually made the cable white, and the spring that runs around the D-pad is actually a specific color in each of these. So those little details you notice when you're staring at the product for a while.
That's the other thing, you kind of work yourself into the space when you're doing translucence. You have to design the inside too.
Yeah, you have to take it one step further.
Yeah. This was our first limited edition controller we did with Titanfall. For all of these controllers we're going to talk about, the goal is to make the hardware feel like it came out of that universe.
Yeah, it's like a piece of the game that fell into your living room. And it's like storytelling, right?
Yeah. And what did they do with this?
They put a weapon in the game called the C-101 that was based off the controller. So we went from game to controller and then back into game.
And then this is from Call of Duty, Advanced Warfare.
A lot actually went into the specific gold that we used. We used candy bar wrappers for inspiration.
Right.
Yeah, and we found the perfect one and matched it.
Yeah, this is really cool. It looks like every increment of degree is sort of printed in the side. So if you were honing in on your sniper sight or your scope, this sort of mimics that experience. And then what's going on here?
There's a kill count. There's a kill count. And there's a smiley face on the other side. So things that people might carve into
their
a weapon.
Yeah. Here we go. Classic. Halo. So let's talk about Master Chief first.
Okay.
Everybody loves Master Chief. He is the iconic character from the Halo universe that goes back to OG 2001. But in this case, we tried to mimic the design to match Master Chief's armor.
This is one of my favorite explorations in paint quality. There's a super complex pearl formula that makes this green. It's like a green gold, which works with the gold on the D-pad, which is reminiscent of Master Chief's visor. Yeah, and then we have the laser etched hex pattern that you see in Master Chief's suit.
And this was Spartan Locke.
Inspired by Locke and the sort of the look and feel of the whole Halo universe. It all kind of comes together.
There's 4 numbers on the side here, and they are representative of basically Fire Team Osiris, who is hunting down the blue team. And so we see the number of John 117 here, who is actually Master Chief.
That's Chief.
That's Chief. And then, of course, Kelly, Linda, and Frank.
Fred.
Let's talk about gears.
This was the first time we used a laser to get messy. We wanted to get brutal with this controller. So we had to figure out how to use the laser to make like these insane swarm scratches.
Yeah.
We also used the laser on the ABXY to make them look scratched in.
What else do we do on this one?
We've got it's Crimson Red, we've got the Crimson Omen, and then we've got the newer Phoenix Omen.
Hey, this might be a good time to bring this up. Yeah, I don't know if you can see this, but every controller we make, we have a little message on the inside. You can see down inside here, printed on the label, it says "Hello from Seattle." And so it's just a little personal message. And then, okay, let's talk about Minecraft. They're just fun.
The pig is actually soft, the feel of the pig controller. We actually changed the texture on the controller, so you touch it and it just kind of feels piggy.
It also, there's some other things too, like on the back.
We have super cute with the pigtail, and on the inside is a carrot. We originally had a pork chop on the inside, and then we decided, like, maybe that's not the message we want to send.
I want a zombie one.
Yeah, we should make more.
Let's make more.
We should make more.
Okay. Sea of Thieves. This one's so cool. Like, do you have that rock?
Yeah.
Get the rock.
Do you guys have it on B-roll?
It's right next to you.
Oh, it's right here. Yeah.
The rock.
Yeah, so we did this translucent top case. So I was in this gem shop in Portland and saw this rock, and it totally just reminded me of the spirit of the game. And we tried to capture the feel of it with the effervescence. It's kind of like, glittery, effervescent green stuff that you might see floating in the water. And then we actually laser etched barnacles in to go with that. So super surreal, kind of nautical theme.
And then we had this also idea about bioluminescence.
And we actually have the skull glow in the dark. There's a character in the game who he's a gold hoarder. He'll steal your gold and then he'll replace his body parts with gold. And we thought that was an awesome story, and we just kind of carried it through and put a gold tooth on our controller.
So it just, all over this, there's stories and depth and details. This was a lot of fun.
It was super fun.
Yeah.
This is one of the most fun
Yeah,
ones.
absolutely. Okay, PUBG. This kind of started it all.
Yeah, we met with the creators, and they were talking about how the game is inspired by Battle Royale, and so that actually translated into one of the Easter eggs. When you see Battle Royale movie posters or the book, there's like X's over the characters who have been knocked out, and this is your trigger finger. So we have that little homage. Also used the grip.
Oh yeah, this is the first time we shipped this texture on the trigger. It just breaks up the surface tension. Where does that leave us?
Right here with the latest Gears.
The latest hotness.
Yeah, Gears 5, Kate Diaz. Looks super good. Really inspired by her winter armor.
Yeah.
Super light silver, whitish. We have the snowy look on the controller.
It feels like the environment, it has
The Phoenix Omen.
the Phoenix Omen, which is what she's about, and you'll see some of the little yellow accents. But then on the back,
the locust symbol.
locust symbol. So what is it? What's it going to be? all these little details, they just start to tie together the whole Gears universe.
The best one.
The best one. It is the best one, for sure. Let's just start with the standard Elite. This was the pinnacle of all controllers. And, it has everything we can think of. The molded in rubber grips, we had the paddles, and these all became, details that we could embellish, the magnetic attach and detach, the little button sensor or the plunger, the switches for the hair trigger, had 2 positions, the metallic accents on the triggers and bumpers, and of course, the removable magnetic D-pad. So we had this pop of color that was back there, as well as removable thumbsticks, so people could really set it up how they wanted. We wanted to do something more. So we did a special edition version of it. There was really a white accent.
Yeah, this is the first time we did white on white. Totally monochromatic.
Yeah. This one is ridiculous. You got to talk about this one.
The Gears Elite. This one is so full of cool hidden Easter eggs. It says Grub Killer down there under the D-pad. And this D-pad, it ties into the UI, the weapon select UI. So you get the base level icons there. And we actually perfed this D-pad, so it has some tactility.
Yeah.
So we did a bunch of studies to figure out exactly what that Gears D-pad should be. And we had all these other ideas that were super cool. Like this one, it's hard to see, but it has a little chip out of it, like as if the chip was gonna connect into one of those scratches, like the nails went straight through. We had this other one that was actually like a cog. Looks super cool. It was a little rough on people's fingers, so we didn't go that way.
It hurts. It looks cool.
Yeah, we had this other one with the full cutouts in the corners. So we did all this work to come to this final D-pad, which is pretty awesome. Another really cool detail, you know all about this. We had 4 different engravings that we put on the inside of the thumbstick. And, we designed these Easter eggs in for fans to find. And it took a long time for someone to find that.
That leads us to, let's see, we've learned so much, like trigger, grips, rubber grips, performance, profiles, programming, removable and changeable thumbsticks, D-pads, hair triggers. And the most recent Elite controller, the Series 2, takes all those learnings and kind of pulls them together. And I can honestly say that this controller is something that all of the design team and the hardware team is really proud of, because it took all the things we've learned. And we actually re-engineered the original Elite controller. We redid everything, hearing the feedback from everybody about durability and performance. And so we wrapped rubber all the way around. We put the trigger grips on there. We added one more setting for the hair trigger. It has a built-in battery so you can charge it. It has 3 profiles plus a default mode. Most important, it has adjustable tension thumbsticks. So, there's just so many things we've done on this, and it kind of opens, at least for us, a new doorway for doing more limited and special editions, and we'll see what the future holds. Hey, we got these controllers out because they're kind of cool. And these specifically have never been made for sale publicly, but they're worth talking about because, as designers and, as Xbox people, we also do things for fans. And this one is particularly meaningful. It was a custom controller designed for Xbox Addict, who was just a good person and also a fan. And Xbox Addict was, passed away. And so last year at E3 2018, we did a custom controller and console in his honor. And then this one.
This is a sugar skull that was created for EXO in Mexico City, 2018. Super just fresh and cool.
This one is pretty awesome because it it really aligned to everything that we did in Mexico City, all the branding and advertising elements. You know, if you actually went to EXO, you know everything about this, but it wasn't made for sale, but it was something that really embodied what EXO is about. And so all these things are really for fans. And this last one here is kind of this, you know, X design with digital and sort of the circuit boards feeling like the technology coming through was designed for X Fest 18. So while they're not available for sale, sometimes we're able to work with the teams to create, meaningful designs that really celebrate the culture of gaming and gamers and our fans. And so we're always proud to be able to contribute to that. I don't know what else to add to that. It's the dream job. To think that
it's really amazing.
It is amazing. We get paid to go to work to make this cool stuff for people. It brings smiles to their faces. It's, what could be better?